Because some of you are very funny. You're very funny. You have £700 in your account, but you call people to borrow 300 so that you can withdraw 1,000. Like, does that even make sense? Obviously, it's your boy Mr. CV. I'm back with another special video. Now, it's been a tough and hectic week because I've just been really tired and I needed a lot of rest actually. But obviously, I just witnessed something close by to me and I said, you know what, I had to do a video about this. And this video is going to be based about communication and even honesty as well, because I think people need to be honest about themselves in terms of obviously financial, every aspect of them. They need to be honest, because I see a lot of people lying to themselves and it's not nice to see at all. But anyways, I'm going to talk about the communication wise, because communication is a thing where people really lack, and a lot of people lack communication. And I feel, especially I would say us as black community, a lot of the time we lack a lot of communication. And when I mean communication, we're talking about effective communication, because literally any little thing like this, any little communication, people want to turn into violence, and people really like wants to not even talk about things. They just want to everything is like, we believe like violence can solve every problem, and that's not really the way. And let me just look for what effective communication is. Now, on here, this is just a Google search. It says, effective communication is about more than just exchanging information. It's about understanding the emotion and intentions behind it. For many of us, communicating more clearly and effectively requires learning some important skills. And I think that's quite important actually, the last part. Communicating clearly and effectively requires some important skills. Everyone can communicate, we can talk. But can you communicate effectively? And that's the problem. What I'm doing right now, I'm talking to you. We talk every day. But a lot of you can't communicate effectively. And that's why a lot of you struggle. And even I can give you an example. So I was in a match. I was, like a lot of you know, I played football on a Sunday. And one of the team I was playing with, what must have happened was, we were playing and the scores was very tight. So the next person that scores wins the game. All of a sudden, one of the players on my team, he got subbed on. And then I think, obviously, the manager wasn't happy with his performance. And the guy only played about 5 minutes. Then the manager asked for that same player to be subbed off. If you play football, it's quite embarrassing when you've just been brought on and then they take you off straight away, when you've been waiting for so long to come on. So obviously, I was speaking to the manager like what's going on? Like, just let the guy play. All of a sudden, this got to the point where literally the manager wanted to fight me. Obviously, we've sorted it out now, but the fact that he wanted to fight me and not even have a conversation with me was a bit difficult, because I was like, all we needed was to have a conversation about this thing, because what he did to me was a lack of respect and was a lack of communication. And I think it is becoming very apparent, especially with a lot of people, where literally any little thing, they turn into violence. Any little thing. We need to start learning how to communicate with each other, how to talk to each other without turning into violence. And also another thing that just happened, literally, it happened last week. I went into Tesco and I wanted to buy bread. And there was a security guard there, and I see this, I'll say this other black guy. He's similar to my age. So he walked in, and then obviously the security guards are looking like, to make sure that no one steals anything. Next minute, as the guy's walking, I think the security guard must have just been walking around just to see like, make sure that everything is fine. Then this guy started shouting, why they following me? Why they this? Started like, they're racist. It's because I'm black. And I was like, yo, just calm down. Like, just talk to the guy. The guy's just trying to do his job. Just cool down. It's like, nah, they always do this. They've been doing this since 16. I was like, wait, hold on. And I asked him, I said, look, I'm black like you. Why are they not following me around? You think they're following me around? Because I don't even think the people are following them around. They just was just doing their job. But the fact is, if he felt intimidated, he could have just spoke to the people and be like, listen, like, can you stop following me around if that was the case? But the fact that he wanted to turn into violence, he wanted to turn into another thing, and it's a case where it's not just black, every community, black, white, whatever, we need to start learning how to communicate effectively, how to talk to each other, how to express ourselves without turning to violence. And with that expressing yourself as well, I think people need to start being honest about learning how to communicate, but also being honest about just everything, about themselves, about their development, about their improvement. Luckily, with this YouTube as well, is allowing me to discover myself, about some parts of myself as well. And I think a lot of people as well can start to discover themselves with that. And when it comes to this honesty, because it's something that I really want to talk about, that I'm really passionate about that as well, because a lot of people need to start being honest to themselves in terms of every aspect, in terms of financially, in terms of physically, whatever kind of lead there is. Because, especially on the financial part, look, if you don't have money, it's not important that you have to fit into every group. Some groups, they're just levels. There's just levels. Like someone said to me, in life, there's a level where when eagles fly to a point, no other birds can fly to that point. It's only another eagle. That shows you that there's levels. So it's not every point you have to be going in and trying to fit in every angle. No, there's some parts you don't need to even fit in. Just stay to your lane. Because some of you don't have money and other people are doing other things. It's not you just to be honest with yourself and say, you know what, I don't have the money. Like, that's fine. And people can try to help you or support you. You want to try and fit in, and then you just look stupid at the end of the day. Like, something about me is if I don't have something, I'm literally honest, and I communicate with the people next to me like, look, listen, I don't have this, I'm sorry, I'm going to have to give this a go. Because some of you are very funny, you're very funny. You have £700 in your account, but you call people to borrow 300 so that you can withdraw 1,000. Like, does that even make sense? Does that even make sense? And another part as well that I've seen recently, which I don't understand, I really do not understand at all, is a case where your manager calls you for work. You know you don't have transport to get back from work. Why don't you get your transport ready before you accept the work? I've seen people, they accept the work, then they start thinking about how to get transport to come back. So let's say, for example, you've accepted the work, you now went to work, but you finish, let's say 2, 3 o'clock in the morning, you can't get back. Then you start calling people. Where are you? Can you please pick me up? Man, you need to be honest with yourself. You need to be honest with yourself. And then another part is, you have money. Let's say you have £1.50 or £2, and that's enough for you to catch a bus. But some of you will not catch a bus. You'll be calling people, can you send me £5? I want to take an Uber. Why? When there's a bus available. Like I said, if you have effective communication and you're honest with yourself, these kind of things shouldn't be a problem. Now, if you're struggling to communicate with people, you need to go and learn how to communicate. I've also got to learn how to communicate because I interact with a lot of different people, adults, children. I'm in boardrooms. I'm meeting with CEOs. So obviously you need to have a level of conversation. You can't just go in there, and someone gives you a little feedback, or someone tells you, you could try it this way, and they start getting angry, you start getting vexed. You start trying to fight people. People are just going to be like, what's wrong with this person? And I think it's becoming a thing where, like I said before, everyone can communicate. But not everyone communicates effectively. Because everyone can talk. We're talking. I talk every day. You're going to talk every day. But to have effective communication, especially when it comes to things that are quite serious that you need to talk about, you can't just be getting angry about everything. And everybody needs to be honest as well. You need to be honest to yourself about, these are the kind of things I need to learn. These are the kind of communication skills I need to learn, because you are going to be using communication skills quite a lot. It's going to be sad where literally any little thing you turn into violence. Any little thing you turn into violence. And like I said as well, people, you need to start being honest with yourself. Start being honest with yourself in all aspects. Financially, whatever needs there is, financially, physically, mentally, you need to be honest with yourself. I need to be ready to communicate with people so that you can start working on these things and you can start getting the help you need. So it's just a quick video on those two things. And listen, people, thank you very much for supporting my channel. Channel is starting to move now properly. We're about to reach 700 subscribers, so we're pushing that as well. Once we reach 700, we're gonna push 800. Once we reach 800, we're gonna push 900. We're gonna reach 1,000, and then from 1,000, I'll start taking this video seriously. I'll start taking it and start pushing it properly. But listen, I can't reach those numbers without your help. So people, make sure you're sharing my videos, make sure you're liking my videos, make sure you're pushing it out there. And literally, thank you very much. And have a good weekend, have a good rest, and watch out for more videos.